We'll begin the show today from Nollywood as we take you behind the director's camera to Bolanle Austen-Peters' new faith-based movie set, Man of God. Do enjoy.
Bolanle Austen-Peters is back behind the camera with upcoming movie Man of God, which follows a young man and his journey through faith and self-fulfillment.
It's about a young man who departs from the teachings of his pastor father, gets into the city, does all the things that are opposite to what his parents would have wanted him to do and become. And eventually he pays the ultimate price. He goes to prison and he goes back home eventually. But it's a fantastical portrayal of religion, faith, and the struggle of young people in our society to find God and to become who they want to become, especially because there's so much pressure on them to conform, to be what their parents think they should be. And in discovering themselves at times, they end up in the wrong crowd or they get negative influence which impacts and affects their destiny. So that's what it is about.
With Nigeria being a country which tends to place a lot of value and importance on religion, Man of God examines the impact of such power not only on individuals, but also on the family and societal units.
The character Sam, young boy who grows up in the church. His father is a pastor. And basically, we all know the rigors of, growing up in, the church and being a pastor's son, and the weight of that responsibility on the first child, being that the first child has to be the man of God after the passing of the father, But I think we see the tension of, what society expects from him and what his father wants him to be, because his life is already chosen, already carved out, and him wanting to choose something else and saying, this is my life, I want something different. So we see the tension between those two desires for those two things. So yeah, Sam grows up to be a man of God eventually, and does he turn out to be the kind of man of God we want him to be? Well, let's see.
A production filled with old faces and new, Man of God sets a high bar for itself. Introducing new actress Atlanta Johnson, a native of Ibadan, the movie discovers new talent in a familiar place.
I play the role of Joy Oba in Man of God, and Joy is a sweet girl. You sort of follow her journey through university, and then the film as well also jumps time, and so it follows her journey. And she's a pastor, and she basically runs a fellowship, and she's quite well known within her fellowship with her preaching, and more or less that's her.
Although BAP will be adding a new movie to her repertoire, this movie brings something different and unique.
And to be quite honest, there's a style too. Everybody has a style. So for us, we focus a lot on aesthetics. We're trying to showcase the beauty of Nigeria, so we're using beautiful locations. We're at the University of Lagos, and a lot of the other shots that you will see, we try to focus on portraying Nigeria right to the world, because essentially our product is seen across the globe. So that's the style. The story also most times is satirical. We lampoon, we try and look at things that all of us are thinking but are not able to express a lot of times. So we're conveying a message. So at the heart of all of this is a message to parents and to young adults. And then I think most importantly is that we have believable acting, that the actors come across as understanding what is expected of them and to make it as real as possible.
Despite this movie still being in production, it seems to be one moviegoers might want to check out.
3 words, man, BAP. No, come on, it's Bolanle Austen-Peters, and she say what you want, but she always makes sure that she goes all the way. She will make all the efforts in the world. So we are making all the effort to make sure that this film is the highest quality, technical-wise, acting, everything, locations. We're trying to be as authentic as possible. So what the audience can experience is a quality film that is really going to raise the bar. That's what we're all trying to achieve. That's what all Nollywood filmmakers are trying to achieve right now. And I'm glad to be on a project that's definitely going to do that.
Man of God also stars AKAH NNANI, Dorcas Shola Famson, Osas Igodaro, and many others.